Hi and welcome to all the racing fans out there joining us for this pre-recorded show. We are recording very early on Saturday morning for the Sunday meeting, the 3rd of August. Hollywoodbets Greyville racing takes place on the turf track. Just looking at the card, it's an 8-race program commencing at 12:40. With me in the studio is Dees Darnand. Dees, some good Friday night racing, and Stuart Ferry setting the tracks alight.
Yeah, one has to compliment the stable. He's just growing in stature, and I think he's getting a bit more support as well, growing his number of horses, deserves all the success. He ended off the season with Gladiatorian and started off the season with an absolute bang. The leading trainer on the log after day one, and long may it continue. But, to all the racing fans out there, I trust that you had a fair Friday. We did the show together. We found some good horses. I think there will be few complaints, considering the results on the day. And hopefully that good form continues. But I must say that this race meeting, just having a look at the card and having a chat off air, the exotics should pay well because it's highly competitive.
100% right. It's one of those race cards where you can either go home with a lot of money or your pockets could be empty. Right, let's get straight into race number 1. And talking about hot, number 1 is Blazing Beauty at 28-10. Now, number 3, Captain Ventura, the daughter of Captain and All, the first timer from the Darryl Moore outfit, has attracted some decent support, opened up 8-1, shortened 6-1, down 4-1. So the money's down. Number 7, Queen Fen, is 5-1 from 7-2, 4 Bilingual 5-1, and the number 10, Rip Snorter 6-1, 7-1, Kalibana number 9, 14s and better the rest. I'm going to go straight into my selections. Number 1, Blazing Beauty, I'm going to give the chance. Tony Prinsloo, first run ran second to Miss Kansas here, the local debut. Most encouraging. Over 1,000 meters with the best of the draw, should be a huge player. Number 3, Captain Ventura, who's finding the support. The word from Darryl Moore is quick filly at home, might be green. But these, it's quite interesting because Atendiwe Mguto has ridden Queen Fen quite a few times with the same stable with some fair form, and he's elected to ride Captain Ventura, which could mean something.
I think that could be the key because, you've got a visiting rider that's in town that's looking for rides in Callan Murray, and he's opted to go for this horse, Atendiwe. So I think that is the key between the two Darryl Moore runners. And Captain Ventura, just having a look at her pedigree, the dam, she was an out-and-out sprinter. She won 5 times over the sprint trip, so she's bred with speed. And over this 1,000-meter trip, if she brings her homework to the track, because the betting tells us that she's fancied by the yard, it doesn't take a lot, Sheldon. Anti-post, especially with first-timers, the real money is the race time money. But it gives us, that on the outside of the ropes, an indication of which horses are fancied with first timers, which is a good guide. But race time, we'll see it level out.
100%. There's always the money early on, and as you say, as you get close to race time, she could shorten down 18-10, or she could blow out 10-1. So it's very interesting. Number 3, Captain Ventura. Number 7, Queen Fen's got some fair runs in the bank. Callan Murray rides, so a horse that you have to include. That'll be my second pick. My third pick is an interesting runner, D's. Number 6, Lulu at 14-1. Rachel Venica for Michael Roberts. They're a very formidable combination, takes the 1.5 off the back. I like that first run behind Serengeti Sun. And Serengeti Sun came out and absolutely flew in one of those baby races on the big day, one of the feature races. Last time out, something amiss. So I think at 14-1 worth including. And then number 8, Zara Diva. Natural improvement on the horizon. So I'm going 1, 7, 6 and 8 in the opener.
Yeah, I think, we're reading off the same hymn sheet with number 1, Blazing Beauty on that local debut. Horse number 7 gets my vote as well, even though the stable companion is attracting the money. Bilingual, just see if there's any follow through. There were a few runners from Kumara Naidu's stable on Friday night that found betting support. They didn't run badly, and this horse had a good first start for the stable. Kalibana, Louis Courson's run, I think trifectas and quartets. And I'm going to suggest to keep an eye on Serena Mudli's ride here, a Rip Snorter for Peter Muscat, because They've persevered with this filly. She's taking a bit of time. She's debuting as a 4-year-old, Sheldon. So, Peter Muscat must have seen something to keep the owners interested for her to come out as a 4-year-old. So just keep an eye on the betting market with that horse. But it is the start of the exotics. Just having a look at the races on go. 8 races on the card. I think it is a competitive, tricky start to the bipod. If I had to ask you for numbers for the bipod, how many horses you'll go?
I'll probably go numbers 1, 3, and 7. 1, 3, and 7 opening leg of the bipod, please.
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with that. 1, 3, and 7, and then maybe number 4, and keep an eye on horse number 10. So I think nothing to have a go at, unless both Sheldon and I, who will be working on the day at Hollywoodbets Greyville. It's the meeting change. It's the meeting change.
Meeting change,
yeah,
yes.
It was at Hollywoodbets.
Was at Scottsville.
Hollywoodbets Scottsville. There's some bridge that's getting demolished.
They're demolishing everything.
Yeah, so there's not a roadworks never end. Pietermaritzburg to Durban, or Durban to Pietermaritzburg.
Unbelievable.
From the days of being a kid, I've never seen the road without roadworks. Never.
I wish our form could continue like that.
Well, let's see what happens on Sunday in race number 1. Race number 2 will kick off the place accumulator. You need to get on the tote by 13:15. It's over 1,200 meters, and this is a maiden plate. We'll bring up the field, have a look at some betting. And the betting is like so. Number 1, that'll be the day. That's at 2-1. Horse number 4, Canal Skater for Dean Kannemeyer. That is trading at even money. Did open up 11-10, so there is a nibble into even money. Horse number 5 is Cocolina. This is a first timer from the Peter Muscat stable. That's in single figures. It's 7-1. And then horse number 8, which is Trois Sept 8, which basically means 378, the number that Richard Fourie got when breaking the record. That is trading at 6-1. So, having had a good look at this field, of course, the unknowns, we are going in blind, Sheldon. And judging by the betting, one has to keep an eye on numbers 5 and 8 here of the first timers, because the fixed odds betting market is usually a good guide. But of these race runners, whilst I respect that'll be a day from the Glenn Cotson stable who'll jump from pole position, all I did is pull out that form line. I know Gimme Rules looks like a very nice horse from the Kannemeyer stable, but that form line hasn't held up at all. Canal Skater, I'm hoping that he can confirm the improvement shown last time out. If he does just that, I think he'll be very hard to beat on what I saw. So I'm going to go banker on the place accumulator number 4, the obvious danger number 1, and then keep an eye on numbers 5 and 8. But I'm sure many will be in the same camp as me with the place accumulator as number 4, a banker. But number 1, from the draw, quartets, trifectas, exactas.
I'm with you there, D's. Number 4, Canal Skater. Decent second to Cardinal Chief, making the local debut. Career best, and certainly at even money. Good pace, tired last time out, and looking to set the record straight. Number 1, that'll be the day. The Vercingetorix, that'll be my second pick. Was fancied on debut behind Count of Rowan and raced green. And then second time out, looked a winner. Tagged late, and last time out, as you mentioned, the form line hasn't held up when strongly supported. Will be my second pick. And then number 7, Red Cardinal, looking for improvement to come. So in race number 2, we're going to go 4, 1, and 7. Right, moving on to race number 3, and when we get to race number 3, let's just have a look at the betting. Number 1, Town Crier, is at 9-2. Number 4, Devoted, 22-10. Stable says may need the run. So number 4, Devoted, may just need the experience. That is your current favorite at 22-10. Number 5, Taste the Rainbow, 7-1. 6, Cowboy Cartel, 8-1. 7, Barry's Boys, 7-1. So we got to watch the first timers. Number 8, Boardwalk Breeze, is 7-2. And then looking at number 1, Town Crier. Let's touch on this individual from the Stuart Ferry stable. Significant improvement is going to be on the cards. Hot form, hot combination, the one draw, and I really liked what I saw first time out D, so I think this is going to be a huge runner, and that's going to be my second selection with Serena Mudley on. Comes to Hollywoodbets Greyville around the turn for the first time, but he looks to be a horse that I think is going to show tons of improvement. However, I'm going to go with the form of number 8, Boardwalk Breeze. I think the experience is a big plus, and Muzuyeni knows him exceptionally well. He's run some decent races, third behind Mighty Zambizi, second to Chapbook, and third to Exosit. So I think this is the one they all have to beat, number 8, Boardwalk Breeze. Keep an eye on the money for the first timers. And then number 5, Taste the Rainbow, stable rider up, green and slow first time out.
Yeah, this race, I think some of the form does jump off the page. You mentioned Paul Lafferty's runner, Boardwalk Breeze. Last time out, that horse Exoset for Mike and Matthew de Kock won very well first time out, and Infetu was second, who was also fancied. So it was a maiden that I possibly think that form line could hold up, Sheldon. So number 8, the obvious horse with the experience, and the fact that he seems to be threatening to win. So that has to go into everything, the pick 6, etc. Well, Stuart Ferry, if you look at the trainers index, he only has 2 runners, so he can't have 4 winners.
No, he can't have 4 winners.
Yeah, so he's got Town Cry and he's got Hodgepodge. But after Friday night, I can almost see this horse from 9 to 2 shorten. Yeah, I can see it shortening, because we as punters, the one thing beside the form, etc., we go in with the hot form of the stables, and this stable is red hot. So Town Crier, I agree with you, 66 to 1 doesn't tell the story, and how he ran first time out. Lots of improvement to come from him. He can't be excluded in the pick 6. And then these first timers, very interesting. Devoted Dean Canameyer's runner, who was a 600,000 Rand purchase. You'll know one of the siblings. There are many siblings that have come out to win. The dam has been prolific at stud. Monk's Hood, remember Alistair Gordon trained it?
Yes, absolutely amazing. Ran in the Slacks colours, Mary Slack.
He won the Gauteng Guineas with Anthony Delpeche.
100%.
Yeah, this horse is related. He's a half-brother to Monk's Hood, so he's got a pedigree, number 4, Devoted. And at 2 to 1, we'll see if that goes out in the betting market or comes in. And then Barry's Boy for Lucinda Woodruff. It's strange how, the mother can throw them. He's a half-brother to a sprinter and smorgasbord, and a stay and Afrad, who gets 3,000 meters. So she throws them from a sprint trip up to a staying trip. So I'll keep an eye on 7, Barry's Boy. But in summarizing, let's use the first-timer rule for the pick 6, right? We'll try and give the guys... Let's use the first-timer rule and exclude numbers 4, 6, and 7. If I take them out of the race, what will be our numbers for the pick 6?
I'm going to go numbers 1.
Yes.
3, Targaryen Night, I'll throw in.
Yes.
5, Taste the Rainbow, and number 8, Boardwalk Breeze.
I'm in agreement, because I think those 4 runners will safely see us through. But if you want to play hard, numbers 1 and 8?
I think that could be the way to go. Numbers 1 and 8, they look to be the right ones in the race if you want to cut down your budget, otherwise the 4 runners.
Okay, we agree. Race number 3, pick 6, get on the tote by 13.50. Well, we're on to race number 4. This is a maiden plate over 1,800 meters, and this will kick off Jackpot 1 with the 8 races carded. Well, it was a busy evening at Hollywoodbets Greyville on the first day of the new season on Friday night, and exotics paid handsomely. I think this could also pay very well considering the competitiveness of races 4, 5, 6, and 7 of Jackpot 1. 1,800 meters, let's bring up the field and we'll have a look at some betting. So race number 4, looking at the betting, it's like so. Number 2 is Carnival Park, that's at 7 to 2. Horse number 3 is trading at 7 to 2, that's Call Me Wild. Then we go on to the next horse in single figures, which will be number 7, Call Me Harriet. And all the way down to, one more runner, Sheldon, number 14, Twilight Warrior. That's trading at 11 to 2. Those are the runners in single figures. Now, I'm trying to minimize the spend here for the guys because it is a tough start to the jackpot. It's leg 2 of the pick 6. So I've jotted down 5 numbers. I'll give you them in numerical order. I'll just give you short comments, Sheldon. Numbers 2, 3, 9, 10, and 14. 2 being Carnival Park. I know he's had his fair share of chances, but his recent form will keep you interested. He's nicely drawn. Horse number 3, Call Me Wild, from the Michael Roberts stable. That last start was good. I know that it was a well-beaten second, but against this type of field, the fact that the horse enjoyed the step up in distance will go into the pick 6. Mike Miller's got 2 runners here, 9 Lunar Descent and 10 Zara's Winter. I must add, I can't split the 2, but if I was the agent of Tristan Godden and they gave me a choice between the 2, I must add, I would have actually picked number 10 Zara's Winter, but he's opted to go for number 9 Lunar Descent, so that's very interesting for me. And by the way, if you look at both runners, 9 Lunar Descent and 10 Zara's Winter, the stable jockey hasn't ridden them ever. And he's the stable jockey.
Yes.
He hasn't ridden both horses. I find that very strange. Maybe he's had rides in those races. I didn't pill up all the form lines, but this
Stronger
is the
form in the race, stronger runners than that.
Maybe they were couplings or whatever, but he's first time he rides one of them. So I'll include 9 and 10. And then if 14 had a draw, if it was drawn, I'll say in the first 5, I would have actually considered bankering the horse.
Yes, I think that draw could be the undoing of number 14, Twilight Warrior. Looking at that last run, ran on strongly at the business end.
A lot of ground, Sheldon.
A lot of ground, 400 to finish, and 24.2. And once again, I think they're going to have to play the catch-up game. But I'm glad you mentioned number 10, Zara's Winter. JC Buerters is stuck on that 19. He's looking for his 20th winner, so he still claims the 4. And a 12 to 1, I'm glad you got that at an exotics, because that's my each way play in the race. Number 2, Carnival Park will probably be my narrow first selection, but number 10, Zara's Winter for me showed the improvement behind Grippin, and with JC Buerters taking the 4 kgs off, I think that could be the right one from the Mike Miller team. So I'm in your camp there, Dees.
9 and 10, good horses from the Mike Miller stable. I just want to have a look at the betting of both those horses, and as I say that, 9 is
12 to 1.
9 is out. 9 is scratched.
Just scratched. Okay.
Just scratched. 9 is scratched. So that is out. So Tristan Godden doesn't have a ride.
There we go. So Zara's Winter, now the door's open.
Door is open for Zara's Winter because 9 Lunar Descent is out, and that has come through. So we'll minimize the spend now. We're taking out 9, 2, 3, 10, and 14. Are you happy that we'll take a chance, because otherwise you're going to have to play it very wide?
I'm going to be in your camp. I'm going to stick with those numbers. And Dees, let's go a little bit lower, and hopefully we get through and survive this leg. Welcome back for race number 5, which will be run on the turf over 1,800 meters, due off at 3 o'clock. Looking at the betting, number 3, Another Dream, the 4-year-old Futura from the Lucinda Woodruff stable. That is your 18 to 10 favorite from 2 to 1. Number 2, Queen Amina, 28 to 10. Number 1, Ginger Delight is 7 to 2. 4, Princess Palace from 3 to 1's gone 9 to 2. And then number 7, Phaser, 6 to 1 out, 8 to 1, and then it's 16 to 1 and better the rest. I'm going to kick it off with number 3, Another Dream. Chad Little keeps the ride, back-to-back victories on the up, and sealed the deal after the maiden, which is always very encouraging. And I think with the maturing coming along, this is a horse that can certainly go on and win a few more races. That'll be my first selection, number 3, which is Another Dream. My second pick is going to be number 1, Ginger Delight. More like it last time out when that recent attempt behind Azaleas for All. And we can see came down from a 91 to a 77. Gets the plum draw. I liked her a bit last time out, 25 to 1 down, 6 to 1. And the 2,000 meters, I think just a little bit was making up ground, but I think 1,800 will be ideal on the turf. So that's going to be my second selection. Number 2, Queen Amina, the winning combination, team up again in a bid to go back-to-back. Realistic chance in this lively field. And then after that, number 4, Princess Palace. And the joker could be number 7, Pfizer. For the informed Gareth van Zyl stable, Mkolo Mbuto has been called for the ride again. He lost 1-0 in beating Skytrix, 7 to 1 down, 3 to 1. given some time off after pulling up short last time out. Short right 4, and that could be the improver. And then if you're looking for a lurker, what about number 8, the Ghost?
Yeah, the Ghost could be ones for trifectas and quartets from the stable of Paul Lafferty. Well, Sheldon's given his thoughts on a few runners. I'm going to take a big bold chance here. I'm just going to go 2 runners in all bet, Sheldon. Number 3, I agree with you, Another Dream. I watched this horse last time out, didn't have a go. The money poured on. The talk on course was so big that this horse will go back to back. I'm not saying that I had doubts, but I just wanted to see how she goes out the maidens, and she showed a lot of heart to win. And you look at her draws, both her runs in the province. 12 out of 13 Hollywoodbets Scottsville when she won a maiden, 9 out of 12. She now draws 3 going around a tight track at Hollywoodbets Greyville. I think it's going to suit her beautifully. I think there's more to come from her. I've had a chat to Lucinda Woodruff off air about this filly, and she said she's progressive. She just needed a bit of time and runs to mature, and she is coming along nicely. So number 3, Another Dream, every chance of finishing in the top 3. And I must agree, just Fazer, ignore draw lines with that last start. Sheldon mentioned the excuses about the jockey finding something amiss and reported lame. The claim 4 is the master stroke here, and while she is better suited to Hollywoodbets Scottsville, I think she'll run well here with 56.5 cages. So 3 and 7 for me, all bet, Sheldon. But it is a competitive race, but one has to, when these races are this competitive, sometimes you find you want to spend a bit more money and take a lesser percentage, and you still don't catch it. So I've made a new rule now. When I think the card is hard, I'd just rather play with my usual spend, and if you're out, you're out, and you're in, because they are exotics every day.
That's the name of the game, each and every day. You can change things around, and as Dee said, he's got a new rule set in place. So let's hope it's going to be another dream for Lucinda Woodruff.
Okay, having some fun off air with Sheldon and the girls. The girls are doing a fantastic job. We've got a wonderful team here, Sheldon. I mean, they're the unsung heroes. We don't give them a mention. Today, Minnie Mouse is producing, and she's a lot of fun.
It's absolutely wonderful. We get you 7 o'clock, 7:30 sometimes in the morning. Your eyes are still closed sometimes after the night meeting, and you need that little bit of a bubbly boost, and we certainly get it when we get into the studio, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, it is a good team here at Gallop TV, and it is the Gallop TV Class 5 for these mares over 1,600 meters. Let's get straight into the field and have a look at some betting, and in race number 6, it is like so. Number 2, Roy taking off at 8-1. Then we got number 6, Ammerfort at 4-1. Number 7, Cassandra is at 7-2. 9, Copacabana at 9-2. And 12, My True Love is at 6-1. The betting tells the story. This is the type of racing fans. When you look at the betting and it's this wide open, play the quartet. You'll be very encouraged if you haven't played that bet yet, that if you try and find horses to finish first, second, third, and fourth, in whatever order you want them to run. Me basically, I like playing quartets with a few numbers for first, a few numbers for second, and then play wide at third and fourth. Some like to play roving bankers, etc. But all I'm saying is play the quartet in this race. So a maiden in Cassandra is at the top of the betting boards, and that tells you a story because she's yet to win. 1,600 meters is no issue for her. She's carrying 57.5 kgs on her back. Whether the market would agree with this price come race time, I don't know. But I fancy this could be a very active betting market with punters swayed with different horses. I'm just going to give you numbers, 2, 4, 6 horses. There are 12 runners in the race, so I'm playing with my rule. I don't want to labor the point with form, etc., because you can make a case for all of them. So these are going to be my numbers, Sheldon, for the pick 6 and the jackpot. 1, Mountains of the Moon. 2, Roy taking off. Horse number 6, Ammerfort. I'll include 7, Cassandra. 9, Copacabana from the Dennis Boss stable. I think she'll go well here, although she's yet to win on the turf. And then if I had to pick an outright choice, in the previous race, I think we mentioned how important a draw is with one of Lucinda Woodruff's runners. And if they were drawn better, it'll be a clear first choice. I'm of the same thought process here with My True Love from the Wendy Whitehead stable. But for the draw, I like the horse a lot. 10 out of 10 last time out. Look at it, 12 out of 12. Bad luck continues with the draws, but don't leave this horse out of anything at 6-1.
Yes, Deez, it's one of those races when I dissected, I studied right through the night. We both spoke off air. We didn't get much sleep last night. We really got into the book and watching a few movies and that. So my take on race number 6 is, go as wide as your budget will allow. I could make a case for 9 runners, but there's one horse, number 1, Mountains of the Moon at 10-1 D's. Attracted support last time from 7-1 down 4-1, 7th to Rani Tarabai. And if you go back earlier in Mountains of the Moon's form, she was running behind Cat's Pajamas, Shanta's Pride, Mascarina, Warza Nawe, and the average rating was a 91 behind Cat's Pajamas, has come down 20 points in the ratings. And if this one decides to run, I'm going to make this my each-way value bet in race 6, because you can make a case for a number of horses. So for me, I'm going to make it simple. Each-way number 1, Mountains of the Moon, 10-1, good value.
10-1, good value. That could be, I mentioned the quartet. While you're looking for a 10-1 roving banker, Sheldon thinks it could be number 1, Mountains of the Moon. But in this race, racing fans, you get through with the minimum spend, you're a winner.
Race number 7 is the off to stud listed race over 1,600 meters, and bringing up the fields, we'll see. And number 3, White Pearl, and number 9, Call Me Getrix, both joint at 28-10. A gap to number 7, Fatal Gem at 6-1. Number 1, Forgiveness is 7-1 with number 10, Tamaris. Number 2, 2Gs, 8-1, so that might be an omen with number 4, Sovereign Grant, and then it's 16-1 and better the rest. Now, Deez, when it comes to race number 7, number 3, White Pearl is clearly best weighted in the field, ahead of number 9, Call Me Getrix. Now, when you look at that Garden Province run, White Pearl was in season on that occasion, 6.25 lengths behind, same weight terms. Number 9, Call Me Getrix, was 5.95 lengths, so not much between them. However, White Pearl was in season, and if you go back early in her form, blowing, respiratory noises, but that 4th to main defender and her overall form, the average rating last time was a 114, and behind main defender it was a 120. So I'm going to go number 3, White Pearl to win. Second, number 9, Call Me Getrix, and then take your pick after that. Maybe number 2, 2Gs, and number 4, Sovereign Grant. But White Pearl, she won the Grade 2 Ipitombi Challenge, and she might have a few kgs to spare on the ratings. I'm just hoping that she's not that give me another chance type of horse that's got the ability but doesn't really bring it to the course. However, she has notched up 4 wins to date, and I'm going to be sweet and short. Number 3, White Pearl. If she brings her A game, she'll go very close to winning. From number 9, Call Me Getrix, and number 2, 2Gs, and 4, Sovereign Grant. These?
Yeah, you know, the best weighted column does tell a story. White Pearl ahead of Call Me Getrix. Then there's a gap to number 4, Sovereign Grant. Well, number 3, White Pearl, I agree with everything you said, and I think that it could be her race to win. 7, Fatal Gem, James Crawford's runner. There's a line of form between horses here that she's run again, and she's beaten, one of them being Call Me Getrix down in the Western Cape. But I've got some information here. Because you guys worked in the parade ring on Friday night.
Great.
And I worked at the Gallop TV studio. If the guys don't know, they can, if you're on course and you're a racing fan and you want to come say hello, the Gallop TV studio is just directly, if you're walking into the race course, so it's the right of the grandstand where the number 2, 3, and 4 box underneath that section, which is Saddler's Arms above. Come and pop in and say hello. We don't mind, meeting racing fans. But I had some time during the smoke break. And Terry Fripp came to say hello, and we know that he is having a great run, taking care of Candace Bass Robinson's runners. Of course, we know how they ended off the season. The last 2 races on Gold Cup Day were theirs. Future Variety and what was the other horse that won? Rainbow Lorikeet. So they're having a good run, and he's the man that's in charge of taking the runners. And then I just said, you got this horse Call Me Getrix running on Sunday. Give us a comment, man. I want to pass on some information to the guys because I like the horse. He said if she brings her home, she wins. He's very confident about the horse. Don't read too much into that last start. And you can just see Sean Veal, who's loyal to Stuart Ferry, but he must have just kindly excused himself from Hodgepodge. That's how the ride became available for Serena Moodley. So, that last start in that feature race, she was thrown in the deep end at 40-1. If you go on a previous form, she looks like she has a very big chance of winning here. And after chatting to him, it's an information highway, as we always mention, coupled with the form and watching replays, etc. If we get some information, we'll pass it on to the guys. And Terry Fripp is very confident that she'll go very close to winning it if she doesn't win. So, guys, I've changed now. I thought it was going to be competitive between 3, 7, and 9. I'm going to suggest in the PA that you banker number 9, Call Me Getrix. If you're going to take a chance in the pick 6 as well, do just that, even in the jackpot. But if you're looking for cover, 3 and 7, but kind of him to give that information.
100% right. Each and every meeting you get to chat to a few of the trainers, the locals. As you mentioned, you bump into a few punters, few trainers, jockeys, and you get a little bit of information. And it's always valuable input for the punter out there and whoever's playing. So, race number 7, you've got the information. Number 9, Call Me Getrix. So 3 and 9 for me. Those will be the 2 horses that we'll be looking to survive with.
16:45, if everything goes to plan, we'll close off the last race, race number 8 in a C stakes over 1,000 meters. And usually you get a nice quartet pool racing fans, and it's worth having a go. Number 1, Rafa's Boy, 17-10. 2, Trafalgar Square is at 11-2. 4, Katavar Sheldon is at 11-2. And then it's double figures the balance. Wide open betting market with a standout if the betting is a guide. I say if the betting is a guide because, usually you find these favorites that are top of the betting boards, and it's quite, a close between the next horse in the betting. Well, this horse has separated himself from the rest of the field at 17-10, with the next best being 5-1. And there are just 2 runners that are at 5-1, numbers 2 and 4. So if you like something in this race, you've got a lot of value to chase with horses in double figures. If I'm running in the pick 6, I'm not going to be as confident as the betting market with a banker of number 1, Rafa's Boy, but he has to go in. So number 1, Rafa's Boy goes into the pick 6. 2, Trafalgar Square. He does blow hot and cold, but the 7-year-old is still enjoying the game. He's nicely drawn at 2. If his mind's on racing, he'll go close. Number 4, Cadavar, on the last 2 starts, foolish to ignore that. So 1, 2, and 4. And then 7 in the bag. I don't know if I did the show with you last time out, Sheldon, but I like this horse at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, and I thought we'll confirm the first run for the stable. Didn't do that, but wasn't the worst of runs. I remember chatting to Craig Udy that the horse is a bleeder, and sometimes it's hit and miss with bleeders. You don't know exactly what to expect at the races. So, number 7 in the bag. I'm going to go with follow through in the pick 6. Horse number 10, Imbele. And then number 11, Rhythm. Imbele is a horse that we've both been following with the rating drop, etc. But although he doesn't give you all the confidence in the world, he's possibly a horse that you can't leave out of the pick 6. It looks like a tough race. If I had to choose a roving banker out of all my selections, wow. Let me give it some thought whilst you go through your selections.
Well, Deez, I'm glad you brought up number 10, Ibele. We were both on the same page with Rodriguez, opened up 25-1, and when the market opens up, open for everybody to get a bet on. We got on early each way. A nice place bet we suggested, ran on decently and got into the 3rd placing. We got the money on Rodriguez. Now I'm telling you, number 10, Ibele. 3-1 a fixed place with Hollywoodbets, top 4. That's where I'm going, and I'll take a little bit of the 16-1, but top 4 placings, and let me give you my reason why. If you look at that second to Rafa's Boy, he's 9 kgs better off. The penultimate run, when 8th behind Rafa's Boy, 5 kgs better off. Blinkers off. If he had a better draw, I would have gone a lot stronger. But I can tell you the horse won't start 16-1. It'll start closer, 7-1 race time. And this is my value. Number 10, Ibele, top 4. And then throw in number 3, 1 Too Many. A 6-time winner who could pop up with JC Buertas aboard. But unfortunately, he has a coughing problem. Each and every run, coughing. So there is something underlying there. But for me, the value is going to be number 10, Ibele. Get on early, get your bets on. The horse is going to shorten.